What if reincarnation, like the whole idea, is been kind of skewed? Bear with me here. So I'm thinking, what if like it is our like mission, like part of this realm, this earth, is to experience as many of all, maybe all of them, or like as many experiences, like as many like point of views, like the point of view of a fish and like a dinosaur. I don't know. A table? I don't know. Probably not a table, but maybe like critters and stuff. I don't know. Maybe not though. Anyway, so and the reason why I say that is because of the idea of reincarnation, when you can come back as something that's like lower or something like that, right? So don't get me wrong. I make these faces because they just don't hold weight, and I've heard many. So, but okay. So this is my theory, that we come and we experience as many point of views as we can, beginning as a human, because if we are aware, we can peer into, we can step outside of ourselves, and we can step into like the experience of someone else. If you have never seen somebody do that or done that, I am so sorry that you're definitely being misled. Because we can. I'm not saying like it's some kind of weird, like, like sci-fi, you see tunnel vision and all of a sudden you see through their eyes or something. I'm not saying that. Like, I'm saying you remove yourself, you remove your experiences, and you start from a blank slate, and then you look at who is, who you're trying to see lens through, and you find out as much as you can, like so that you can see through that lens. And so, like getting close down and to look at the spider, and really, like, I don't know if you've ever done that, like had an opportunity to just sit and stare at a spider web and a spider, and like see how just the tiniest movements would make the spider like act different, or like run to a different spot. Like, some people have had busy lives, and they never had that opportunity, and some people have had the opportunity, and I think a lot of times those opportunities are disguised as dark times. And it really is just up to us if we want to live in the darkness when we're in dark times, or if we want to step outside of that dark time and see what else there is, what else you can experience, what other lens you can see things through. Yeah. So, yeah. So like we have the capacity to take the time to really get to know and understand different perspectives. And maybe, just maybe, if you're able to humble yourself so that you are not so absorbed with yourself that you cannot imagine a different experience, maybe if you're able to realize enough, then maybe that is the kingdom of God. Like, that is, like, once you get to the place where you're like, you can look at someone or something and you can just totally picture, like, with, I know it sounds weird, okay, I sound like a weirdo, but And I just feel like, like with everybody and social media, and everybody's able to share these ideas and bounce these things off each other. We're able to kind of see what like strikes a chord. And so for me, when I learned who Jesus is, and who, like the Jesus that I have a relationship with is in the Bible, but he's kind of hidden sometimes. I mean, like, that's just human nature. We're confusing. I'm confusing me. I'm probably confusing you. Well, guess what? Yeah, that's why the Bible's confusing, because we're freaking humans and we confuse each other. We confuse ourselves. It's just confusing, okay? And that's why Jesus said, you have to search for yourself. You have to see for yourself. You cannot just take my word for it. You cannot just take the rabbi, the priest. You cannot just take their word for it. You can't. So anyway, reincarnation is not something that is in the typical Christian, beliefs. I believe that the typical Christian beliefs that are taught are they're pieces of the whole big picture. And huge piece, because the teacher is in that piece. The teacher is Jesus. So sometimes, I know for me, I will think that there's someone else is teaching me. I don't know. It's just an energy. Like, it's of the light. It's an energy of the light. I think it means like literal light, like light, like particles, quarks, plasma. So, yeah, plasma. Sounds silly. Yeah, reincarnation, plasma, like it feels like a stretch. It feels like a stretch. I'm sure you are like, is she okay? But I'm like, it literally, plasma itself is like literally is holding everything together. So that's not really a stretch, really. That's like, saying, I don't know, something else stupid. I'm tapped out on stupid right now. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be so, like, okay, I'm gonna like use up all my stupid early, so then I can have like something really serious to do later in the afternoon, and I will have already used up all of my stupid. Oh my god, I wonder what I sound like. I'm not sure. I forgot. I have these things. So, find out. And if we get to this point and it's click, click, clangy, I might just still post it. Click, click, clangy. Flip, flap, flangy. Dip, dap, dangy. Dip, dap, dangy. It's not that insane-y, okay? Like, the world is a crazy place, okay? It's a crazy place. And then there are humans who have their own way to put their own little spin on things. They got their own perspective, like I was talking about, like all of those perspectives that, like we're here to experience. Which means, I've heard some people say, like, that means that in this story of your life, you are all of the characters. Like, you are your parent. You are that boss. You are the president. Like, Yeah, it's out there. It's out there. Okay. I love out there. But the perspectives, if I was not able to look through the lens of other people, including other people who have hurt me or, what have you, I would be a very different person. Very, very, very different. But I chose to lean that way, I mean, everybody has experienced dark times. And if you're sitting here and watching this, hallelujah, you made it. Like, you made it. You're here. Like, maybe you're in the dark. You could totally be in the dark right now. And I'm not saying that you're not in the dark, but I'm just saying dark times, like it's not as dark. So, I had to get a tooth pulled. Probably gonna have to get a couple more pulled. But you know what? I'm alive. I am grateful. I am just silly little wonky old me. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with me. I'm okay with my past. I am okay with every single thing I did, because when I look at the whole big picture, I am a miracle. And it's incredible that I am alive, that I am sane, like I can, like talk and carry on a conversation and convey emotional intelligence and critical thinking, reasoning, math is, I struggle with math. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't always struggle with it. It's just one of those things that's kind of going first. So, but like, yay for computers and phones and calculators and stuff, right? Because, like, who uses their freaking head for math anyway? I don't know why I'll keep trying to do that. My daughter's like, "Where's your phone?" Like, oh yeah, I can just use a freaking calculator. So, but yeah, so being able to experience the different perspectives allows you to free yourself. I find freedom by allowing myself to let go of my experience and picture the experience of someone else and open myself up to the things that can happen that would lead someone to make decisions that they've made. Like, I don't know all of the things that have transpired in someone's life. I have no idea what happened back in 1974 or 1975 or 1980 or, like, I don't know. Like, back then, even if I was around, like I was a child and would not understand, like, but back to, like the perspectives is looking at my life and all of the players that I've encountered along the way and knowing hearts that I've met. Just know me, my own personal knowledge of incidents, of attitudes and behaviors in the beginning compared to in the end, like, I've learned to have a good gauge of understanding what someone else's perspective is, and and be able to gauge if they're having a perspective shift, if they're, like their understanding and their opinion of how things are, like what's happening. I've seen it shift because it needed to, like, because from my point of view, I was encountering a human who was seeing me through a distorted lens, because all they could go off of was what somebody said, or whatever, what have you, like, so they looked at me through this, like, lens, and I learned I had to be patient and just be myself consistently. And that's why you meet such a raw and open Dixie, is because it's literally kept me alive. I believe. My belief is that my life has banked on me being just a messy human. Just a messy human who's fucking fucked up. I don't know how else to say it. Like, who's like, I'm just as fucked up as everybody else, So, got some weird bone structure or something. I don't know. I didn't pick it. But, visual stimulation is a thing. They've studied it for millennia. They've hacked it. They understand the science behind, what is it? Like the golden ratio, and I mean, symmetry, and so if you end up with the bone structure with points that hit certain marks, then you unlock certain things in people's heads. It's true. It's so fucking true. And so, there's a magic to it. That's magic. And there's so much more. Oh my gosh, you guys, so much more. I need to, like, make little clips, though, because my stuff will get lost in the weeds. Because I really want to just talk about reincarnation. And if you're able to step into different perspectives, then you can fast forward the whole system of reincarnation so that you could just jump to the next thing. Like, you don't have to. That's why some people will swear, like, reincarnation is not a thing. And it's because there's so many, like, the system that's in play is like one of those watches, those fine Swiss watches that have, like, so many freaking gears. You're like, how is this even possibly? How? Yes, that. So many different, like, what times a million bazillion that is life. And you know what? Even though it looks like a fucking mess, there's actually a pattern to it. There's actually a rhythm to it. And when you get to be really old like me, oh my goodness, you kind of start seeing the pattern. So, yeah. So I sound crazy. I will sound crazy. I will. It's just how it's going to look. I'm just going to sound crazy. Sorry, I was just eating too. But I'm not as crazy as, I'm not as crazy as I sometimes, once in a great while, think I am. But then I realize I'm really not. I'm a different kind of crazy. Like, I mess up. Like, I have a really hard time keeping an appointment. I have a really hard time not crying. At certain times, I'm like, I am a grown adult, and the knowledge and the trigger part for the tear, like, faucet thing, there's something broken. It broke. So now the faucet, like, even my whole life, though, like, I've always, like, the faucet just turns on so easy. And it's not that there's no feeling with it. It's like my freaking heart is broken. Like, the faucet is attached to my heart. Like, it's, as the tears come out, it's like pulling my freaking heart. My spirit is coming out in the tears. Sorry. It's getting silly. But yeah. So perspective. Skip it. You don't have to. You don't have to do the reincarnation thing. If you can, like, wake up. And I'm not talking, be back. Okay, and you know what? One little spin-off, because I think I should just end all of them like this. If you and me, okay, when I find myself going, then I'm like, oh, that's something that they planted in my freaking head. And I don't want it. I don't want to think about anything. Ew, yuck. I don't like when somebody, no, please don't. Just don't. I don't want to. Do you want to? No. So let's not, okay? So, we shouldn't be saying absolutes, okay? We really need to be reminding ourselves and others that there could be other possibilities. Because when we don't admit that there could be other possibilities, we are really cutting someone off, and we are really just adding insult to injury to somebody out there, and we have no idea that we're just another cog in someone else's freaking machine of misery. So, yeah. So don't let yourself get all bent out of shape about stuff, about this, anything. You become a tool. Tools, they get left out wet. Hey, and they put away. Wait, how does that go again? Left out and put away wet. Yeah, that's it. Okay, bye.